Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Welcome to my channel, whether you're new or you're coming back. I appreciate having you all here. So yeah, I'm actually gonna start shuffling. We'll do the classic check-in today for DM and DF Collective. I've got all of my decks here. I've got the Hermit Tarot for the end to get us some messages between the twins. And of course, I'm gonna start with the Cosmic Journey Oracle to get a vibe of what's going on with the Twin Collective and what kind of messages we need to know, what do we need to focus on this week. Last week was pretty intense, and hopefully you guys were following the messages that I was posting and you were paying attention to what was going on for your personal story. And yeah, it was there was such a huge potential with all the energies that were in the air, and it still is. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you may want to check the last couple of readings that I did about the full moon, about the 9/9 portal and Mercury retrograde, to be able to kind of navigate it in a more conscious way. But in the meantime, yeah, let's see what's going on right now. And you can see I've got a new backdrop this week. Yep, decided to do something different for a change. Got a couple of candles. I thought, okay, if I can put up my whole shelf here, at least I'll have a couple of candles on the table. Why not, right? It's still better to have that candle energy with us. What else? Yeah, I've got this Hawaiian necklace from the Hawaiian Luau that I was at on Saturday. It wasn't a big deal really. It was more of a name than anything else. And with me having spent time in Hawaii, I can really tell. But yeah, it was fun, so I decided to use it as one of my decoration props. Why not? Give you a little bit of a Hawaiian vibe to start the week. What do we have for Divine Feminine? What do we need to know? Okay, and we got a letter. Love it. Synchronicity is a love letter from the universe across time and space. It's a beautiful message, yeah. And I was just talking about being more conscious about what's going on in your story. And yeah, I was getting this, I was hearing the word signs, right? Because even though the energies are more or less generic, the signs you're getting, the synchronicities that you will get, will speak to your story, to where you are right now in the journey, to what your mission is, the next steps are, etc., etc. So it's still important to pay attention to those and to ask for those, actually, more than anything, right? Because when you ask, then it's easier for your guides, for higher power to give your sign, because they will know that you will understand it. And secondly, it's easier to notice those, right? Especially if you have certain sign in mind, right? You can say that as well. Like if this is a yes, then give me this kind of sign. So it's, the communication is easier. Okay, let's get to Divine Masculines now. So Divine Feminines, this is a nudge for you to look out for syncs and synchronicities. For Divine Masculine, we have be enlightened. To be enlightened, lighten up. So it looks like all the recent transformations have had a bit of a toll on Divine Masculines, and they're still in a shock of all the deep insights and realizations that they've had. And no, I'm not saying that they're like desperately, painfully regretting all their own choices that they've made. But they've reconsidered what's important, what gives them joy, and what they want to do with their life. And that's still pretty big deal, right? So right now they're like, when it starts, when you kind of like make a big switch in the direction in something big, something important, then it starts cascading down to smaller things. And you're visiting a lot of other things, like, so what are my expenses now gonna be like? How am I gonna be spending my weekends? Do I need to find an extra, I don't know, some subject matter expert in that area that I'm striving for to get me there, right? If I'm already doing it, maybe I need to cover different topics. It's like it starts like spreading out into your life, and you know, it takes time, first of all, and it's a bit of a shock, especially for our psyche that likes to keep us safe. This is like the unsafe territory where it's like a lot of unknowns now. Okay, let's get to tarot. I've got my beautiful Thelma deck with me today. Let's see what we have for divine feminine energy. Of course, we'll do the connection energy check as well. And by the way, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like, to subscribe, to share this video with your friends who might be interested, to leave a comment, let me know where you're from, who you are, what are you interested in on this channel. We have Three of Pentacles for the feminine, beautiful energy. Yeah, and I get with that card about synchronicities that this is talking a lot about collaboration with the divine, especially because there is nobody here in this deck. You know, like in the Rider-Waite, for example, you have at least one person. In some variations of decks, you have two people, right? And we're talking about this is like the kind of the collaboration of the three, right? You, the other person, and the divine. It could be a team, of course, of people. But here specifically, it's just one person. It's just you, divine feminine. But there is this golden flow, and I love it. We'll pull a clarifier for this, but I'm sensing, yeah, a strong vibe of a creator, of like an artist that's painting their picture. Okay, for the masculine, we have Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And for the connection energy, let's see what we have. I tried to make it quick today. Have a super busy day, so yeah, I'm sure you do too. So I'll make it quick for you guys. And look at this. I love when this happens when we have, well, first of all, we have two major arcanas for the connection. But look at the colors. This is such a like seventh chakra connection kind of vibe. And by the way, I read it in multiple places that like people who are focusing on like the chakra balancing and chakra knowledge and related practices like Kundalini and the Tantra and all of those, they are differentiating between like different levels or depths of relationships based on like the levels of chakras that are involved. So for instance, like very basic level is the root chakra. You know, then you have sacral. So root is like, you know, safety or closeness, kind of like relatedness. It's like a very basic vibe, almost like, you know, can even be acquaintances that have that sort of interest in each other to keep each other safe. That, okay, that friendship with that person or being with that person keeps me safe. Then you have sacral, which is more about sexuality, physicality, right? Then you have solar plexus, and it's like moves up in terms of spirituality and depth of the connection between any kind of two people, really. But a lot of them say that the only situation where you can have the connection at the seventh chakra level, which is the crown chakra, which is this color, is twin flames. And I'm sure you can look up some information on the subject, but this is so beautiful. And we have the Star and the Wheel of Fortune, two of my like favorite cards really for this space. Okay, let's pull some clarifiers. Please clarify Three of Pentacles for the feminines, because I also want to get you some messages. Page of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, a lot of Pentacles for the feminine today. Please clarify Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Page of Swords and Pages. Please clarify the Star and the Wheel of Fortune. It's interesting that she also has two cups that she's pouring out. It's nice. Four of Wands. Yes, I knew it was magical energy. I was talking to you about this connection on, you know, can exist only for twin flames. So if some of you watching, you're still doubting that that specific someone you have in mind is your DM, this is a confirmation that they are. Wow. Yeah, and the Eight of Cups, bottom of the deck. Here we had Ace of Pentacles on the main one. Yeah, so I'm getting that there still was the full moon that was just upon us. There's still some leftover cleansing and rebalancing for both of the twins, really. in order to really be able to grasp the new energy, the old one. And I also see this, actually now as I say, this cup of with like fire in it, like stuff is being burned there. Although the full moon is in Pisces, which is watery energy, but this works, right? And we have a cup to represent water, but it's like, you know, some old painful memories and experiences are burned, so that you can start anew in those spaces. So the feminines, you have Three of Pentacles clarified by Eight of Pentacles in reverse and Page of Pentacles. So you are asked to lighten up in your approach to your mission, to your occupation, to your hobby, maybe even to the way you take care of the house, of your family, right? Because Pentacles will include all of those things, right? So take it how it resonates for you, where maybe you felt recently that you have been working really hard, and sometimes a lot of times your efforts were not recognized, either energetically or like in 3D by other people. This is a hint to you that, you know, you're being asked to lighten up and to stop working so hard on it. It's almost like you will accomplish more by working less. Don't work hard, work smart. All of those things apply right now, right? So if you're not sure how to differentiate between those and what to pay attention to, take a break for yourself. Stop doing that work that you were doing, burning the candle at both ends. Take this kind of Page of Wands, right? This is Page of Wand approach in this deck. You see, she's like dancing and sprinting and playing with the wand and enjoying herself. And there's a lot of sacral chakra energy here, right? So it's the beauty of the process of creation, right? Like I was saying, it's like, remember that you're an artist. You're not just like working on a conveyor belt, just, you know, 9 to 5 to getting things done. No, it's a creative pursuit that you have in this life with anything actually that you put your hands to. And it might sound like something mundane on the surface, but you can make it magical. You can turn it magical and you can ignite it with your energy, whether it's negative or positive. And that's why it's important to keep that positive vibe, even at very simple things, right? If you feel like you're sick and tired of it, or it's draining you, or whatever, that's a red flag to take a note and to look at it, to see why, to understand it, right? To ask for a sign at least. What am I supposed to do here? This is not giving me joy, or I don't feel creative freedom in this something, right? So if you know what you're supposed to do, then yeah, this is a reminder that there's still some homework to do, and change your perception, change the approach, and make it something that you can actually enjoy. If you don't know what this is about, then take time and research it for yourself, listen to yourself, ask for guidance, but don't just keep going like in a hamster wheel in the same way that you have been, because it's only gonna get worse with time, and you will be more exhausted, and it will feel like a harder job, and you will get less appreciation and less recognition for it. This is one of the ways the universe is talking to you and sending you a love letter. It may not look like it, but it's still a love letter. The universe to get you to stop doing the destructive things. For the masculine, we have Queen of Pentacles in reverse, clarified by Page of Swords. Yeah, so it's interesting, but at this time, Divine Masculine is, for once, stepping aside, stepping away from worries about money, financial well-being, trying to make more money, trying to save up more to buy XYZ. And they are turning more towards actual knowledge, value, truth, to authenticity really, and to you see that all these light bulbs, to having all these insights into how can I be. It's almost like if we take a traditional job in a corporate environment, which, you know, quite a few DMs do have, right? It will be like, instead of just asking for a raise and complaining that I'm never getting a raise, the person is looking into how they can step up their game so that they actually learn more, they can do more, they have more experience, so that next time when they're asking for a raise, they will have something to base it on. And even if they don't get it, they will be fine with that, as they will be more valuable in like on the market, and they will be able to find a place and a job where they will be appreciated, where they can get what they're expecting, what they think they're worth. You know, it's almost like the same setting but a completely different focus. And it's almost like they understand that it's actually, it makes more sense to invest, what am I trying to say, to invest in this new skills to be ready. Like, it's even more worthwhile than waiting for a raise here, even though it's probably going to mean that you'll invest some money instead of getting them, right? You'll invest some money into your education, but it's going to make a lot more sense as the outcome, because you will be able to get a much better job, and you know, it's going to be a much bigger difference in the salary than it would be if you were just asking for a raise, because you know that that's going to be limited. Okay, I hope that makes sense. It doesn't have to be corporate system, of course. Can be if they're a business person, it could be the same, right? In terms of like dealing with different clients, or like trying to make their way to a specific client and then realizing that there's so much more out there, and they were looking at drawn or wasting their time, right? It's like reconsidering the direction, making a new plan. For the connection, we have the Star and the Wheel of Fortune, 17 and 10, 28. Yeah, so comes to 10 to a complete cycle. Clarified by 4 of Wands. So twins are definitely being lit up, being divinely guided, being inspired towards higher knowledge, towards knowledge of love, of energy exchange, and on what is important. That's what I'm getting, especially with this card. And you see, I was pointed to the 2 cups, which is also a symbol of like this deep soul connection, and she's pouring stuff out of them. So it's another kind of nudge to start anew. With a Wheel of Fortune, you're being there is a divine intervention into the journey at this point, to set the twins on fast track. I'm hearing on fast track to profound knowledge, freedom, and love that immediately accelerates their movement towards union. Union with self comes first before you can be in union with your twin flame. So, and this year is huge from astrological perspective. Like between now and end of the year, it's huge time for healing, for releasing, for achieving new personal goals and preparing yourself for union. And it's huge for both counterparts, whether they're doing it more consciously or less consciously. It's gonna be fruitful. Yes. If you want to know more, you can also look it up. I just don't have time in this reading to speak about or remind you about all the astrological points. But yeah, there are some big things happening right now. Let me get some cards. Let's get some messages from Divine Masculines first of all. What would they like to share with Divine Feminines today? What's going on for them on their journey? We have, my life started when I met you, and this is the 2 of Cups energy. So you see, it looks like she's pouring stuff out, but really it's almost like a cleansing process so that the connection can be recognized and appreciated. Let me hold you. Another sweet message. And I miss you. Do you? So if you haven't seen your DM for a few days, few weeks, months, years, regardless of how long it's been, they already miss you. You know, when you don't see your twin for a while, the energy evaporates, and they can really tell the difference. Especially like when there is a big contrast. Like if you see each other every day and then suddenly you don't see each other for like 3 days, it's gonna matter. You know, they're gonna notice it. If you see each other like once a week, then obviously an extra day or 2 is not gonna mean that much. Messages from Divine Feminines to Divine Masculines. And the pull and the attraction grows with time for sure. And it's especially felt, I would say, in an unconscious space by divine masculines, because divine feminines actually, as they become more skillful and they ascend, then it's a lot easier to deal with the pull and not be kind of like the victim of it, the hostage of it. But for the masculine, it's almost the other way around. Okay, I'm gonna do something carefully. Try not to burn my hair. Yeah, we have wrongful advice. I just want space. Yeah, nah. So divine feminine is saying that they had some of the information wrong about the DM and about the connection. Like they realized that some of the stuff that they've been told, or either specifically about the DM story, or like some of the assumptions that somebody helped them make were wrongful. And yeah, they have wanted space for a while, but they don't want it anymore. You see this? Yeah, nah. It's like, yeah, it was good, but I'm ready to meet up. So to me, it says that divine feminine is also missing divine masculine at this time, and they're ready to meet up and start anew, because they understand that some of the wrinkles that they had recently were caused by some sort of third party meddling in with information, and not necessarily with malicious intent, but that's what happens. It's hard to ask for advice of specific twin flame couple from someone else, because it's such a unique journey for each of the couples, that at the end of the day we can share some methods, some techniques, some concepts to take into account, but it's your discernment into what it means for your journey, what is going on right now, what is the next step. It's a very intricate dance. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I love you very much, and I'll definitely be back with more readings very, very soon. Bye, everyone.